Welcome all to K-Drama School. Hello, how are you? Lovely to be here. I'm very happy to be here. And today, folks, I have a guest. Yes, I haven't had a guest here in a minute, but I recorded this with our good friend Tobias Hauser, my comedian friend out in Berlin, and he will be joining us very soon. But first, I want to discuss the show My Demon, which is a quote-unquote Netflix original, but it is actually an SBS production, and it has been airing since the fall. It's a pretty long show, actually, so it's been going on for 16 episodes, and it just wrapped like last week. So we're finally going to talk about My Demon, and this is, how do I put it? This is a kind of show that I would say like younger crowds might be into. Like I would say teenagers might be into this. I was quite shocked at the sex scene of this show. Oh my god. I don't think I'll ever get over it. I'm just never ever going to get over nudity or sex scenes in a Korean television show. Like never ever ever. There wasn't like any nudity or anything like that because this was an SBS production, meaning this was like broadcast all over South Korean, you know, in the just broadcast, like free television. So this did not have any nudity, but there is a sex scene, and I was like really shocked, especially because the actress Kim Yoo-jung, she is a child actress who's been around for like as long as she's been alive, pretty much. Like she's been acting since she was like a little toddler. Yeah, she was born in 1999 and she's been acting for like 20 years. So I mean, we've been watching her go from toddler to grown woman over the span of the last like 20 some odd years. And what I like about Kim Yoo-jung is that she is a like well-seasoned performer. Granted, she hasn't had enough life experiences to bring like a diversity or versatility or variety to her role. She's quite a rigid performer. She's not as like flexible, and like there isn't as much self-trust, let's put it that way, to improvise or like make weirder choices. She's pretty type A, very perfectionist, very I don't know, like ready-made. Yeah, ready-made would be the best way to describe her. Everything about her is like every square inch is like perfectly pixelated to perfection. And yeah, I really do wonder, when does she let loose? I wonder what she does for recreation. Like, does she smoke some pot? Does she know how to kick back and relax? I really wonder. Does she allow that for herself? I do wonder that. And her co-star is Hong Kang. Song Kang, the very beautiful, pretty boy Song Kang, who looks like a model. I'm pretty sure he used to be a model, right? Yeah, he's been acting for a while too, but I wouldn't say he is as seasoned as his co-star, because Kim Yoo-jung has been doing it since she was like a little kid, but Song Kang, he's been doing it more or less as a young adult. I mean, he's still technically a young adult. He's still a young man, but I don't know. His acting is not great. Yeah, I would say he's more like a poster boy for just like pretty boy, like pretty Korean boy, like for the screen. So when I watch My Demon, I'm not watching it for the story. No, like the story, we've already heard this. I'm not watching it for like any deeper emotional purpose. Like none of that is in there for me. This is like a very shallow kind of K-drama, which is fine for what it is. So like, how would I label this? I would describe this as like a pretty sight to see. Yeah, because you have these two faces that are very fresh, youthful, young, gorgeous. They look perfect, but there's no depth. There isn't pathos. There isn't digging around into something bigger and, you know, whatever for me. So this is just like I don't know, a bag of chips, I would say. Like a bag of fancy Japanese chips. Yeah, maybe that's the best way to put it. It's like eating there's cake theme in this show, right? Like the demon loves his cake. So it's like eating a very beautiful French pastry. That's what this drama is like. So if you want a beautiful French pastry, this is the one to go and get it. But just know that that beautiful French pastry is actually not cake. It's it's a replica of what a rich, savory, sweet, indulgent cake would be, but this is actually made of styrofoam and plastic, and you can't put your fork through it because there's nothing inside. It's hollow. Ding ding, it's a hollow shell. So that's what this show was like. When I first started watching this series, I was incredibly how do I say annoyed. I was annoyed at the director's choice. So the director for this show is Kim Chang-han, who hasn't directed a lot of TV shows. This is his second direct this is his second project where he's directing a K-drama, and his first is actually a show called You Raise Me Up. And I haven't seen it yet, but You Raise Me Up, the premise of that show is this guy in his 30s, he can't get his dick up. It's about a guy who can't get an erection. See, that is a show I want to see. Like, after looking at this director, after looking at his filmography, I was like, I need to know what this show is. The first one that he directed, You Raise Me Up, that I gotta see. So, well done, Kim Jang-un for that. But like this show, My Demon, he ripped off of Goblin or Guardian, the Great and Lonely God, so much that I was just like annoyed like every step of the way, like aesthetics, color schemes. The moment when he's like walking and there's like, fog and like blue lighting and like a long coat and the slow motion effects. It's like we've seen that almost 10 years ago in Goblin. So you're going to redo that for this demon show? Like when is the copycat shit going to stop, So okay, like again, that's why this is to me a bag of chips or like a French pastry replica, not an actual French pastry, because the parts of what was successful in a Korean drama before, like a mega hit, those parts are there, like pretty faces, the pretty aesthetics, but the novelty of it has worn out over the last 9 years. So can you do something different? Can you do something new? So that's where my irritation was arising. So, okay, so with My Demon, like, is it the best show? No. But does it satisfy some qualities? Like, okay, like maybe you just want to see a show where there are cute faces the whole time. Okay, great, go for it. Because a lot of the times when the actors are really good, they're not all like perfectly, zero wrinkle, big doe-eyed characters who like barely move their face when they're like expressing or emoting, because that's what this is. Total, complete, and utter rigidity. And not a lot of emotion. So that's what we get with My Demon. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that show. And now let's talk to my good buddy Tobias Hauser.
Good to see you.
You too. Is my mic working? I guess it is.
I can hear you loud and clear. Wow. Wow.
Good.
Wow. When do
What?
you I don't know, I haven't worked in so long, like in an office. When do you guys like get time off, if ever?
Um, when I
For the
when
holiday?
we ask for it. I
I
mean,
guess for
yeah.
like Christmas and stuff.
Yeah, I mean I have 30 vacation days and I can just yeah, ask for what's
Yeah.
convenient for me and then
Oh,
usually that works out. Yeah. I do have
okay.
I do have the week before Christmas off and then I'm back at work on the 27th.
30 days off, that's a lot.
Yeah, I think 25 is the legal minimum. Um, so everything
Mm,
above that. But I mean, I think most employers give 30 days off. Yeah,
yeah, not in America. I think we had
no.
like 14 days or
Yeah.
7. I think
Oh,
7. It was something really, really
okay.
low. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, so much more humane in Europe. It's
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I guess we don't. You make more money, and that makes up for it. I don't know.
Maybe. I think I read somewhere though that Americans work the most hours and yet they don't make like that much money.
Okay.
And I was like, okay, like yeah, like America's a superpower because it knows how to exploit its workers very well, I
Mm.
think. Mm, They figured it out.
But I feel like every American has a house. At least one owns a house.
Every boomer has a house. Yes,
Mm.
millennials
Yeah.
do not.
No.
Uh, the whole home ownership thing is really a myth at this point, I think. The whole like white picket fence and things like that. Even like
Yeah.
after the boomer generation, the ones that are buying property, it was mostly like apartment building, like an apartment condo or
Okay.
a co-op or,
Yeah.
like not a picket fence with a yard and
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you wanna own a home like that someday?
No, I don't wanna. I don't wanna be a homeowner. It's very convenient to rent. Like, sure, in Germany, it's great because you have like there's a lot of like legal protection for renters.
I see.
But I don't have to like pay to have, I don't know, my windows replaced if they break or something.
Oh,
That's not
right.
my
That's true.
responsibility to do. So yeah,
That's true. Yeah.
yeah,
That is really the upside to being like a tenant. Because like just the
yeah,
other day, like my garbage disposal wasn't working, so a plumber came and just like replaced it. Like if
yeah,
I were a homeowner, that'd be like a $500 job.
exactly. Yeah. I mean, my landlord is uh an actual Nazi. I'm not saying he's mean. I'm not saying they're mean or
Yeah,
anything. I'm saying they are like
right, right.
legitimately the
Part
person
of the
that
Nazi
who
party.
yeah, yeah. The one
Hmm.
who owned this house, I think he's dead now, but he founded some white nationalist party in Germany. I didn't realize that until I moved in, and now it's the rent is just too cheap to move out.
Mm. You're
Yeah,
you're still in the same building, right? The one that I visited like back in 2019,
exactly.
2018. It's a beautiful apartment. I wouldn't leave
Yeah.
either.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah, it is
gorgeous.
nice. It's big.
And the
Yeah,
location's great too, like
exactly.
everything about it. Like what's to complain? You have this gorgeous
Yeah.
park not too far away, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah. You
I
should come
remember.
back.
I want to go back so badly, Tobias. Oh my gosh. You know how like I asked you and like a couple other people for your mailing addresses,
Mm.
home address. Everybody's like, "What's a mailing address?" I was like, "Oh, this is something we use in America." I was asking because I was just like writing it out, going like, I really miss Berlin and I really want to go back in 2024. That's like an intention I am like
Yeah.
deliberately setting for myself because I keep saying I want to go back, I want to go back, and then there's all these
Yeah.
like lockdown, and then there's a war, and there's like a recession and inflation. So many excuses not to, but it's like I want to. I love Berlin. I want to go back.
Yeah.
Gotta
Yeah, we
do it.
welcome you with open arms.
Thank you. Do you love that artist SZA, by the way? SZA?
I I don't know if I actively know any of her songs.
She has one song called Open Arms, and it's so beautiful. I love it.
Okay.
It's like that Wham song that Mariah Carey covered, which I prefer because it's Mariah Carey. But it's also nothing like it. The lyrics are different, the song is different, melody is different. Ugh, I love SZA.
But just
Yeah,
the
her
same
latest
title.
album. Yeah, same exact
You
title,
know,
but everything
well,
about it is different.
say Tina Turner has a song called Open Arms, which I'm sure is also different than both of the other two.
Really?
Yeah.
Amazing. Amazing.
Yeah.
Tina Turner for me, she's like one of my idols in life.
Yeah.
Like if there's like a woman that I strive to like be like, she's up there on my altar.
You want to marry a rich Swiss person? Is that it?
Sure, that'd be nice too. But no, it's more like it's what she's overcome that I love.
Yeah.
She's overcome so much
Yeah.
and never lost hope. And
Yeah.
I think that's what I love about her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you
She's
like Tina
great.
Turner?
I love Tina
Ah,
Turner. Yeah. I love Tina Turner
she's
and I love Cher,
amazing.
who is on this pillow in the back. Do you see her?
Yes.
This is my Cher pillow. Yeah.
I love Cher too. Cher is amazing. She's like another one of these like goddess figures who's just like, how are you even real? Like, how are you
Yeah.
actually like a real human person? I feel like she's an
Yeah.
alien. Do you feel that way?
She might be. I mean, yeah, some people are too good to be true. She's 77, same age as Dolly
Yeah.
Parton, who's also the third in the
She's
trifecta of unreal
yes.
women of music.
Yeah. Yeah, she's amazing. Oh my God. Dolly Parton, the reason why I love Dolly Parton is because she's got such a big heart.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's why her boobs are so enormous. It's like she had to augment her
Ew.
chest. She had to augment it in order to accommodate the size of her heart because she's got
Yeah.
so much love to give. I think that's why I love her.
I'm so glad
Mm.
we starting this conversation with Dolly Parton's boobs.
Yeah. How's your singer-songwriter career going, Tobias? Tell me more. Tell me more about this.
I think when we talked last year, I had a goal for this year to write an album, and
Hmm.
I've written an extended play. So I have like six
Oh.
songs. Not enough for an album, but enough for an EP.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my
But the year's
gosh.
not over,
Are you,
so maybe there's six more songs in me.
oh my God, yeah. Hello. Rise up to the challenge. Can he do this in the next 16 days? I think you can. Uh,
Mm.
are you going to release this? I hope you do.
No. I don't even know how
What?
to record it properly. I've started to dabble in music production and recording things, and nothing sounds very good. So I need to figure that out first, and then maybe in a year or two, I'm ready to send you a song.
In a year or two? Okay.
Yeah,
There
yeah,
there's this singer-songwriter, he's like a folk musician. You do kind of folky stuff, right? Like it's like
yeah.
folky comedic. Yeah. So this dude, he was in LA for like 20 years or whatever, a really long time. I think he's out from like the Midwest, but he's like a clown. He wears a
Okay,
mask, he does like puppet shows, and he plays guitar and he sings songs, and the puppets will like play like while he's like filming it. He used to do live puppet shows in Koreatown and Los Angeles every like the last Friday of every month or whatever, and then it would be like this live thing. It was like really amazing. But anyway, he released an EP, and it's very lo-fi, like super
okay,
lo-fi. Like it doesn't sound like, fucking Andre 3000 or whatever.
yeah,
Super lo-fi, very minimal, but I love it. I love it so much because his lyrics are great, his melodies are great. Mostly his lyrics. He's like very much a poet. But anyway, my point is, I don't think people care that much about the booming quality, the high res
mm,
whatever. Like maybe just something lo-fi is okay. Um,
yeah.
it's just your own, maybe it's your own personal standards, like what you have for yourself is like up here. It's like I want to be here. I want to be like Cher. So that's
I
gonna
mean,
take another year
yeah.
or two.
I think also I'm just too uh I don't have the confidence in these songs to release them. So I'm just
I
putting it off and just
see.
pretending
That makes sense.
there's another
Hmm.
reason for
Hmm.
me not to. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's a very valid reason actually. It's like writing a draft of a script
Mm,
or a novel is like the first
mm,
draft. Would I dare release this as it is? No, I wouldn't. I would give it, like you say, a year or 2 years to
yeah.
edit, refine, polish.
Yeah.
That's understandable. But six
Yeah.
songs in the past year, that's a feat. That is. That's actually a
I
lot.
mean, I had 3 months off where I was just so 6 months, 6 songs in 3 months is not that much. I could have been more. That's 12 weeks. Could have done 12 songs. I feel like but
Hmm.
like the first 8 weeks, I was just being lazy and yeah,
Hmm.
drinking wine and yeah, yeah,
Relaxing, enjoying your vacation, you
exactly,
mean?
exactly. Yeah, that's also what it's known as. Yeah. Are you writing a new book? Are you doing that?
I am. I'm working on two books at the moment. Um, yeah, I wrote a draft of a novel last year, and I am like adding things and cutting things out at the moment. So that's in the works. And then I have a second nonfiction book that I'm slowly piecing together. That's going to be a follow up to the first book the first
Mm-hmm.
nonfiction book that's going to come out in April of 2024. And
Oh,
yeah, that's slowly being pieced together at the moment, along with a screenplay I'm working on. So yeah,
nice.
I've got a lot of things in the air right
Yeah.
now, keeping myself
Yeah.
busy.
You're busy. Exactly.
Yeah.
How exciting.
But I know that feeling of being like, oh, I'm drinking wine and I'm sitting still and I'm relaxing. And how dare I? How dare I
Yeah.
have this glass of wine and relax? I should be writing 13 more songs. I should
Yeah.
be writing out my 13th book. Like, I know that
Yeah.
feeling. And when you were saying that, I was like, oh my God, Tobias is like an Asian. It's like he sounds like he was like Asian parents. Um, because that's the thing. Like, I always feel inadequate.
Mm.
Always. I don't know why I can't just feel adequate. I always feel inadequate. I always feel like there's a gun to my head screaming at me to produce more, be more
Yeah.
productive. And I'm like, who are you people? Get out of my head.
Yeah. I know what you mean. And it's also, even if I do something productive, I'm like, okay, well, so I wrote some lyrics, but why didn't I also work out? I should have also worked out. And then I should have also learned Italian. Why was I just sitting there doing one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you count things like for instance, like going for a walk, I'm sure when you were in Italy, I'm sure you were walking a lot, right? Like, do you count that as exercise? Or even like, oh, I saw some beautiful photos you uploaded. I don't know what camera you used, but it was epically gorgeous. You had like the Milky Way in the sky, like those
Yeah.
stars. So gorgeous. Like moments like that are still part of the creative process in my thinking. Like
Yeah. No, that's
they
true.
right? Like they nourish our minds, they nourish our hearts and souls, and they become part of the experience that the input that we eventually put out as an output. So, like,
Yes.
do you count those little things?
Yeah. 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 Of course, that counts. Yeah. Also, it's a Pixel 7. That's the camera, in case you were
A
looking to
Pixel
upgrade from
7.
an iPhone. Go change to a
Yeah,
Pixel. It's worth it.
Pixel 7. So was that on a separate phone or is it a separate camera?
No, it's just it's just the Google Pixel phone. That's it.
Oh, that's what it's called, a Pixel 7. See, I
Yes,
don't
the
know
big
these
yeah.
things.
You're just
I don't know these
so
things.
so obsessed with Apple and iPhones. You don't even know
Yeah,
anything else
we're all
exists.
brainwashed by Apple. We only use Mac, we only use iPhones. That's like the only thing we know
Hmm.
how to use. All of our
Yeah.
plugins all over, it's only iPhone stuff. Okay, Pixel
Hmm.
7, better quality. Those Google phones are probably cheaper too, far cheaper than iPhones.
They are, yeah. Yeah.
Hmm,
I'm not getting paid by
okay.
Google. I wish I was, but yeah, they are great.
You seem very like at home in Berlin. Do you think you'll spend the rest of your days there?
I don't know. I'm not. I think I'm just more too lazy to start a new life. Like, why would I? I'm 37. I'm gonna move
Yeah.
somewhere else and start making friends again. It's so much work. And then
Oh
you
my
have
God, it's so
like
much work. Yeah,
two friends after 5 years, and that's just yeah.
that's
I don't
true.
know. I don't.
That's true.
Yeah. I'm not. I'm not unhappy enough in Berlin to leave Berlin.
Mm, that is a
Yeah.
good assessment. Yeah. Because like, people have been asking me a lot. They're like, "Do you feel at home in LA?" And I feel like they've been asking me that for the last like 8 years. Next
Yeah.
year it's going to be 9. I mean, technically I have a gap year, so it's only 8 because I used one of those years like mostly in Berlin and in Korea. But like, I don't know. Every time I get asked that question, I don't know how to answer just yet. Like,
Yeah.
I would like to. I'm making more of an effort to spread my roots down here.
Okay.
Because I've been here for almost a decade. Why not just admit that I am here and I belong here and I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna work it out here
Yeah.
and just really commit? Because I feel like I haven't committed
Hmm.
in some ways.
Yeah, I will say it took me probably 9 or 10 years to admit to myself that I'm staying here, and also like in Berlin and in this apartment.
Mm,
I was in this apartment for nine
yeah.
years before I started to put some thought into. the place and like make it nicer and like
Yes.
finally paint the walls
Yes.
and stop pretending
Right.
that I'm gonna
Right.
move out next week. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. It's funny that that's like that. Like even like we would think because like I have intimacy and abandonment issues, like every comedian does to some extent. But it's like we would think that way about people a lot of the times, right? It's like, oh, this person, could I see them as my partner for life? Like we do ask that question when we start dating, when, we start to see each other more regularly. And of course, along with those questions comes all this fear and self-doubt. It's like, I don't know, because they just did this thing and that's fucking freaky. It reminds me of some shit that I don't want to deal with. And it's like, oh, I'm going to run away again. Like, I don't know. And it's like we do the same thing with space, like shelter,
Mm,
uh the home that we choose. It's like, is this really the place that I'm going to really like settle in enough to feel secure enough to be like, now I'm too settled in or lazy to even leave,
yeah,
because like that kind of is like resigning and surrendering to the space and be like, I'm gonna commit to this. I'm happy here. I choose to be happy here. And I feel like that's the same thing with whether it's a person or a home that we
yeah,
choose.
yeah. It's a question of are you settling down or are you settling? I guess you don't want to settle, but maybe you
Oh,
do want
that's
to
really
settle
good.
down at some point.
Yeah. Oh, that's really good.
I
I
that's
like that. Are you
from
settling
Ellie
or are you settling
McBeal.
down?
Actually, I didn't come up with that.
Oh my God, you watched Ally
Of
McBeal?
course,
That's
several
amazing.
times. Yes,
Oh my God. Wait, what's the draw? I'm curious.
but the context behind this quote? Oh no, why was
Like,
that?
no,
Yeah,
yeah, why are you drawn
I
to
mean,
it?
I there wasn't that much good TV in the 90s, so that was one of the better ones. I don't know if Ally McBeal was on TV. If it was on TV right now, I don't know if I would still watch it, but in the 90s I was obsessed.
True.
Yeah, and it does have like, I do enjoy the characters on it. And it also, yeah, I mean, I don't know, Jane Krakowski's on it, so that's a big draw, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's great. She's
yeah.
great. What about her? Like the protagonist, that actress. Like she's very thin, blonde. She looks very I don't know. I don't know nothing about the show. What is it about like living through this protagonist vicariously in that worlding like that gave you some kind of satisfaction
No,
as a Tobias in the 90s?
I don't think the main protagonist is the big draw because she was very annoying. Ellie McBeal is
Mm.
incredibly annoying. Like the decisions she makes are so stupid, and it's also like, I mean, isn't that the case often? Because also my
Yes.
actual favorite show in the 90s or of all times was Buffy, and the character of Buffy is
Oh
also
yeah, it's
sometimes
great.
just super annoying, and it's really
She's a
more about
hot mess, yeah.
about the side
Yeah.
characters.
That's true. Yeah, TV's fun because the supporting characters, the supporting actors are like bad shit. Like they're really extreme.
Yeah,
That is what makes it entertaining.
yeah,
Mhm.
true.
Mhm. Like it's not the main course that we're here for. It's the
Yes,
appetizers and the martinis and the
and the
cocktails. Those are
desserts.
fun.
Yeah,
I get it.
yeah.
And the desserts. Yes, yes. Good point. Oh, speaking of which, have you ever seen the John Wick films?
No, I've not.
Okay.
No.
I personally am not a fan of extreme violence in any cinema. Like, if it's super violent and there's a lot of fighting, like, like war
Hmm.
sequences, like in Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, like when there's war and fighting and action, I start passing out
Okay.
because it's so boring and repetitive, redundant. I'm like, okay, like all right, good night, and I just sleep. But when I was watching the John Wick franchise, it's like watching ballet, but with guns
Okay.
and fight sequences.
Hmm.
Like it's so beautiful. Like the moves, like the decisions, the choices of those moves, like the martial arts,
Yeah.
it is an art. It's so gorgeous to me in my viewing that I was just like, I don't know, it was doing something for me.
Yeah.
And there's four films in the John Wick franchise, but the second one is my favorite. And I was like, why is second one my favorite? And I had to think and think, and now I know why. And it's because the second one reminds me of Pretty Woman. And let me ask you, in the film Pretty Woman, you've seen it, right? You've seen it with Julia
Honestly,
Roberts?
I don't know.
Um,
I don't remember. I don't think I've
oh, you don't
seen the
know.
whole movie. No. Also,
Really?
your
Okay. Uh-huh.
video is stuck right now on you doing this, and it's very funny. And it just keeps doing this. Okay, now we're back. Now I see a live image of you.
Okay. The movement for the listeners without video is me grabbing a sack of cow balls and I'm playing with them in the air. That's what it looks
Cow
like.
balls? Do you mean their
Yeah.
teats? Do they have balls?
I guess I guess I meant a bull's
Okay, yeah.
testicles. But you're
Mm.
right. It's like cows. I meant a cow's udder. It's like either a cow's udder or
But
a bull's testicles. Like I could be
horizontally.
doing this to
Not a
either one.
vertical udder, but like a horizontal udder. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, I'm sure you will recall this. Like in the Pretty Woman film, like what is the one sequence or scene that all the girls and gay boys love to talk about most?
I honestly I don't think I've seen it. If it's the scene where Richard Gere snaps the lid on the ring case, I know that one
Ah,
because apparently it was
yeah, that's a good
improvised.
one.
I And then
Yeah,
there's
yeah, yeah.
one where they go shopping and the shopkeeper is mean to her.
Yes. Yes, yes, that's it. That's the one.
Okay.
Like all the girls that I grew up with, everybody would be like, I want to watch Pretty Woman because the shopping scene is my favorite scene. It's like just the sequence of her going to Beverly Hills, like Rodeo
Hmm.
Drive, like going into these boutique stores and buying up all of this stuff that she could never afford before. And she's doing it. And then, yeah, she does have that encounter with the mean clerk, but it's like the shopping scene. It was the material scene, like, oh, she's just like a spendthrift. She's freely just buying shit up. There was something powerful about that that all the kids were just like, oh my God, that looks so fun. So in John Wick 2, there is a sequence like that, but it's like masculinized.
Okay.
But it's like very adorable in a way. Like he goes to quote unquote a sommelier,
Uh-huh.
and the sommelier specializes not in wine, but in guns. And the guns that he recommends to John Wick, to Mr. Wick, are the Austrian
Oh, the Glock?
guns. And they're super, yeah, they're super sexy
Hmm.
and like sleek and fast and smooth and sharp. And I was just like, watching this, like, as somebody who was anti gun in America, watching this makes me just like really love it. I was like fetishizing these weapons and fetishizing the whole exchange of these two dudes like going gaga over weapons and guns. I don't know.
Hmm.
It was kind of doing something for me.
Okay. Like in a Yeah, okay.
Yes,
Yeah. Is it Keanu Reeves? Is that John Wick?
it
Okay.
is.
You called him Mr. Wick, by the way,
Yes.
which is very funny to me for some reason. Yeah.
Mr. Wick. That's what everybody calls him in the
Oh.
movies. Mr. Wick.
Hmm.
Hello, Mr. Wick. They treat him with so much suave and like awe. I think that's also why I love it. It's like they treat him like he is the man, like he's the shit.
Okay.
Nobody fucks with John Wick.
Yeah.
Everybody like praises him and they're terrified of him, but they're also trying to kill him at the same time.
Okay.
It's
Hmm.
fascinating.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah. I think you might It's your life?
Yeah.
Are you Mr.
People
Wick?
try to kill me all the time. Mr. Wick.
That can't be true. Do you feel that way? Do you feel like people are coming after you all the
No.
time?
No, people I think perceive me as too harmless to hurt me.
You're like a little hamster
Yeah.
playing in the
Yeah.
grass who would they couldn't dare squash you.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm very short. Yeah.
Mm. Well, like I think I've asked you this like the year before and possibly the year prior, but like, this looking back on 2023, like what do you think? I mean, in what ways do you think Tobias Hauser is different and yet the same? And what aspects of the things that you've done this past year are you super proud of or surprised by that you're like, "Oh, I didn't realize I could do this, and here it is."
Um, I guess like yeah, writing songs and like sincere songs, not comedy songs, but like earnest songs about
Oh,
love and loss and people dying and people aging and running away from things. That's I guess that's
wow.
something that I never saw myself doing because I'm not very good at sincerely expressing my feelings. But maybe that's why I did do it. I did it in song,
Mm.
because then
Mhm.
it's sort of removed from it a little bit. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that. Um, I just yeah, I think the next big step is going to be like actually like having somebody else listen to them and performing them. Like I do want to go to like like a singer songwriter open mic and play some of them to see
Mhm.
how they go over. But the first
Mm.
step of writing them and like writing down these words, yeah,
Mhm.
that was like I don't know if I would say a big step, but it yeah was a step for sure.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm. Mm. Yeah, you were being vulnerable,
yeah, yeah.
which is not a very Tobias Hauser quality,
Exactly.
really.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I usually don't. Yeah, talk about my feelings in a very earnest, honest, and sincere way. I think that's probably why I do stand-up comedy is so you can talk about your feelings, but you
Yeah.
also make fun of them and you don't
Mhm.
have to take them
Mhm.
too seriously.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's the ultimate brush off. The ultimate brush off is
Yeah.
comedy. I mean, it is and it isn't, right? It's like we do comedy because we're processing the difficult stuff, and then we process it and we transmute it into a joke and being like, well, isn't this
Mm.
hilarious? It's actually like nothing for us to really be afraid of, or sad about. And so that is the catharsis of comedy. However, like you being leaning more into like the Joni Mitchell, the Joan Baez kind of quality of being tender-hearted and open,
Yeah.
and like exploring your depths a little bit more is, I mean, I think that is actually a huge step, like you saying like it's a step, but no, I say it is a huge one because it's scary to do that. I think it takes a lot of courage. See, you're already like distracting yourself with a pen, moving things around, right? It's like getting this way is so fucking terrifying
Yes.
to comedians.
Yeah.
People got to understand our ADHD is about distracting ourselves from the tender stuff and being like, nope, not happening. This is such a threat. Jesus Christ, shoot me in between the eyes right now.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that's a good point. It's not just about ignoring the boring stuff. It's also about ignoring the tender stuff. Yeah.
Yes, I think that's a huge part.
Yeah.
Like, you and I are synchronizing in some ways because this past year I slowed down so much with my stand-up. Like, I haven't been going to open mics as much, but also because I feel like open mics don't help me as much
Hmm.
anymore. I only do shows if I'm invited to do them, and I just slowed down in my social life a great deal too. Like, if somebody's too draining,
Yeah.
or if and I are not clicking as much, like why put in the effort? So I've been isolating myself a lot more too. But while doing that, like all of that energy is going into my books and my writing and painting other shit, right? But, like, I think I was doing that because I wanted to explore that depth more and be like, "Why am I so afraid of intimacy and love?" Because of my fear of intimacy and love is the reason why I don't have it in my life. Even though I say that I
Hmm.
am single and I am open and ready, am I being honest with myself, really? Am I really ready if I am actually terrified of love and intimacy? And I've been making some, while also like separating myself from certain individuals, I've been reconciling with certain
Okay.
individuals from like way back, way back in my life. And that's been actually opening my heart up a lot, like feeling safe enough to open my heart back up and be like, okay, like love can be okay for me. And I can make more conscientious and intentional choices in how I choose to love and how I choose to receive it too. Um, and like it's a difficult balance because it's also like I'm not in control. I'm not, especially when it comes to relationships. I'm not that much in control of how it goes. Like people have their own way of defining love and giving and receiving and taking it.
Yeah.
But like at least on my end, I want to be prepared enough to stay open and be trusting and be, being brave. Being brave is a big part, I think. Like you're taking a risk by being like, I'm gonna explore these feelings that I never talk about publicly,
Mm.
that I don't even talk about with my friends a lot of the times. It's like very private for you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm going to take a risk and write a song about it, which is something that will eventually become a public
Mm.
medium. So I'm seeing some synchronistic aspects
Yeah.
there. Or maybe we're just getting old. We're just getting old, older and more lonely.
That could be a point. Yeah. I'm I probably is a point. I am getting like it does feel I'm getting more lonely just because everybody else is like doing other things and like all my straight friends are having
Yeah.
babies. So I gotta wait like another
Yes.
18 years until I'm in my what is that? Late 50s. And then I think they'll start dropping in again and be like, "Hey, my kid just moved out. Let's hang out again." But until then,
I
I
know.
just feel like
Yeah.
everybody's moving on to other
It's
things.
boring.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you wanna have kids? Is that something you want?
No. I
Yeah, me
I
neither.
am already overwhelmed with a cat that I'm waiting. I'm waiting for him to die because I'm it's too much
No!
responsibility already. Just this cat. He's 10 now, but still,
No.
yeah.
He has another 10 years as
Do
far as I can tell.
not.
Cats live
Don't.
forever.
Although I can't afford that financially. Old cats are expensive as hell. Yeah.
Oh my god. No, you love your cat. You love that
I
thing.
do, but
You
it's
love
also
that cat
just
so
it's
much.
like it is like it's a lot of work and it's like, every time you go on vacation you have to like plan around it and organize it, but at least it's not a baby. I'll yeah.
Every time you go on vacation, Julieta comes over and takes good care of that
Not
cat. So
anymore. We
whatever.
stopped that arrangement. So yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll find another
Yeah,
cat
I
sitter and
know.
they'll take care of that cat. I think maybe this is also connected to the fear of love. Is like, oh, my cat is getting old. That means, they're gonna die soon and
Mm,
that'll be devastating. And so let me start
yeah.
preparing and creating the boundaries and barriers in my mind and heart now to protect
Yeah.
myself from the pain of this devastating loss that is looming. And I say, no, that cat has at the very least, a good 5 years. Most likely 10. Like most likely 10.
Jesus. I can't yeah. That's going to be like 5 teeth surgeries and I cannot afford that.
You keep whining about money these days, which is understandable
Mm,
because Europe is like the inflation is really bad there. But I mean, so is LA. Like during the Screenwriters Guild, the actors strike, the SAG strike in LA all summer, the
mm,
last like 6, 7 months, it's been like this. Nobody's been working. And it's amazing how much it affects the whole
yeah.
town because all of LA is an industry
Yeah.
town. So there are certain casting offices or studios or, agencies. There are businesses all around them. And those are held up because actors are constantly moving about. There's foot traffic there. But during the strike, completely dead.
Yeah.
Like even there's a cafe in fucking Koreatown. There's like one casting studio not too far from there, but it's Koreatown, and there's a cafe I go to regularly, and it's always slammed. I
Yeah.
would never be able to find a table. Like it would be a thing, but the last couple times I went, dead.
Yeah.
No foot traffic, always a table available. I heard a woman, like, she's the barista. Somebody walked in asking for a job, and she was like, "We'll accept your application, but I'll be honest with you, it's been so slow that our boss isn't hiring anybody at the moment."
Mm,
And yeah, I think this past year financially was like a kind of a difficult time for everybody. Like
Yeah.
all of Europe, I think all of America, definitely in LA.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're not alone
Yeah.
there. You're definitely not alone.
No, yeah, I didn't realize how everybody in LA is sort of connected to the movie industry. But every time I was there, I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, okay, like even if you're not like directly, like if you're not an actor or a writer or a director or a producer, people are like set designers, and or I have
Yep.
one friend who like works at a company that rents out art pieces to movie production. So like even like peripherally,
Yep.
everyone's somehow connected
Yes.
to the
Yes.
industry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And like the hope that like seeing this, like visually, like there are two artists, I guess. One of them is a taxidermist. She literally just gets dead carcasses and then stuffs them. That's her job. She's a taxidermist, a professional. Like that's how she makes her living. And she lives in Los Angeles because there are set designs
Mm,
or production designers who look for her job specifically. There's another dude whose job is solely to like make stuff that nobody else could possibly make. It's like, oh, I need a specific kind of item. It has to have this kind of function, this and this and this. And it's like they all go to him because he can do that work. And so when I see that with my eyes and I meet the people and I experience it, it's a reality.
yeah.
It's not this abstract thought or dream. And so when I see that, I can confidently say to any budding artist who's like in school or just doodling around and being like, I like doing this, but I don't know where it'll be purposeful. I'll be like, you can go to LA anytime. Like, there's a job for you.
Mm,
There is a job for you.
yeah.
Like it's so fucking real
Yeah.
here. Is undeniable. Yeah, and you're right. Like caterers, there are people who make money just catering, or there are people even like actors. A lot of the actors are also working as bartenders, caterers, like baristas. Like their tips have depleted,
Mm,
because we're just like not, um but yeah, the industry is very much like cohered with the the economy
yeah.
here, that it's like unavoidable.
Mm,
It's unavoidable. But there is something nice about it, actually. It's to be like, oh, we're all connected and we're one.
yeah.
There's something kind of
Yeah.
comforting about that too. Mm. Anyway,
Anyway,
yeah, like Julieta would text me and say things like, oh, she went grocery shopping and usually it would be like 15 euros, but now it's like 30 to 45 euros. And I'm just like, oh, that actually does sound really, really rough.
that's
So,
because she buys
um,
pre-cooked octopus legs that are really expensive. Yeah, it's in this economy, you're buying octopus, really? No.
oh my God, I love Huli. I love her so much. Yo, octopus legs are good, man. Sometimes you just gotta get some octopus
I
legs. Whatever,
guess. I
man.
don't
Like,
know.
live it up.
I'm a
Treat
mountain boy. I
yourself.
don't really know anything about seafood. I'm from a landlocked country. We didn't fuck with that.
Man, I really kind of want to visit where you grew up. I bet it looks like a magical like gingerbread town.
I mean, it does, but also then just interspersed with all the tourism infrastructure. So it's just, you know, yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
All right.
not as
So they
yeah.
make an effort.
It's not like
Okay.
The Sound of Music. It's more like this an advertisement for The Sound of Music. Yeah.
That sounds really depressing,
Mm.
but at the same time, it sounds amazing. I want to go and see it. It sounds kitsch and camp and beautiful.
Yeah, you should.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make an effort this coming year, 2024, to go to Europe.
Yeah.
Um, and I think the possibility is
Okay.
very much there. Well, let me then ask you a couple of flashcard
Yeah.
questions, and then
Let me get a piece of
and then
paper.
we'll
I've
wrap up with
learned from the last time. I need to write down like the most important facts as you're asking the question because by the time that I'm supposed to answer it, I have
okay,
forgotten most of it. It's the
whatever you
ADHD, I
need, man.
guess. Okay, Gonna write on
I
this
know.
letter from
All of
my
us have it.
insurance.
Great. What do you need insurance for? Medical insurance?
No, it's Germans have insurance for everything. This one is
What
for
is this insurance for?
this one is liability insurance or like house insurance. Like
Rental insurance. Got it, got it, got it.
is that what it's called? I don't know. Like it insures like if I lose my
We have it
key,
in
for instance,
America.
the insurance company is gonna
Oh.
pay for that.
Oh my God, that's so convenient.
Yeah.
Why don't I think of things like that? Like that's pragmatic. In the States, we have rental insurance, but it's for something like flash floods or
Mm.
fires or
Yeah.
burglary, That's what it's for. But like losing your
Mm.
keys, such a pragmatic and useful thing,
Yes.
like it's not drama queen. It's like a small problem that could be
Yeah.
resolved through insurance. That's beautiful. Okay, I
Yeah.
love Germany. All right, all right, all right. Let's go. Let's do this. So I'm not going by anything written today. I'm just going by what I remember, and it's a new show. It is currently on Netflix. It is not a Netflix original. It's called My Demon, and I haven't even finished the show, to be
Mm-hmm.
honest with you. I'm not even sure if I'll finish it because it's actually like not that great. I'm a little too old for this show.
Mm.
This is more a show for
Ugh.
teenagers. Like it would have been like a Buffy situation.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be of a certain age to latch on. Okay, so this is called My Demon. There's a demon who is 200 years old.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's say you're this demon boy. You're very attractive, beautiful face, like sinewy, gorgeous skin. All right, early 20s. You look so youthful and young and hot. And you have this like cross tattoo on your wrist. It's so gay. It's like right on your wrist, right below your palm. It's like a little cross tattoo, and it lights up whenever you're about to like use your powers to, I don't know, like manipulate the door to hit somebody in the face or like make a contract appear. So as a demon, your task is to get human beings, like manipulate human beings to do stuff for you, like owe you money or owe you a life, and in exchange you bring that soul to hell. That's why you're around. Okay, so you are fully a demon. You are not a benevolent angel.
Mm.
Okay, so you're this demon guy, and you're very powerful, and you meet your next potential victim slash client, but she's very brazen. She's very bold. Like she's talking to you as if you're a nobody. She's not afraid of you. Very up in your face. Like she just doesn't respect you. She's just like really, really. She's just like
Mm.
wild and out. This chica. What do you do?
Um. Okay. Hang on. Okay.
I can't believe you took
I
notes
had
like
to
a
take
college
notes.
student.
Yeah. So so this okay, I'm 200 years old and I'm meeting this Jane Krakowski character who's who's
Yeah.
yeah. Well apparently the demon is gay. Or at least the tattoo is gay. He's got a gay tattoo. That's your words, not mine. He's got a gay tattoo.
Yeah, it's super
So,
gay.
so if I, as a gay demon, met Jane Krakowski, I would team up with her
Yes.
probably. I would like that sounds like a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
A gay demon and
Oh,
a sassy woman. they're gonna
yes.
they're gonna
Yes.
spend the rest of their well, not the rest of their lives because she's gonna get a baby and then she's gonna drop him. It's like but yeah, I don't know. I guess I would try to team up with her, could recruit her to my cause, sort of maybe.
Okay,
She
yes.
sounds more convincing
Uh-huh.
than I
Deep.
mean, I guess if I'm hot, I'm also convincing. But
Super
if
hot.
someone's like not doing what I tell them to do, I could bring her in and be like, "You talk to him," and then they'll be terrified of her and they'll do
Mm.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, I like this approach. Yeah. You're just kind of like assessing like personality-wise, if I'm gay, I love this shit. Like I like a bold, outrageous girl.
yeah.
So you're like, I'm down for it. Okay, good. Amazing.
I
All right.
wonder why that is.
Let's
Why
say you're
gay people love outrageous women.
Ah,
I've never thought about it.
that's a really good question. Why do you think that is? Or what is your, I mean, are you attracted to certain women like that? Like, what do
I
you think is the attraction
maybe
here?
it's just because like gay people were like we're so used to it, we had to like sort of not be that kind of character. We had to like be, hold back
Ah,
and like
yeah.
sort of like agree with everyone. That's why we
Uh-huh.
are attracted to that quality.
Ah, because it's like, oh, like here it is, like all this repression I
Yeah,
had, here she is, it's like spouting off
yeah,
the geyser.
maybe.
Oh, okay, I like that logic. You know, I used to think, because for me, I don't know what it is about me, but like gay men just latch on to me like
Mm.
that. It's like I show up and then I have like three gay men around me immediately. No matter what country or city I go to, it's just they're there as if they were waiting for me to
Yeah.
arrive, and we just get along great. And I was wondering why just yesterday. So this is another kismet synchronistic thing. I was walking and I was like, why do gay men love me? And I realized it's because of my dad. My dad is like a severely toxically masculine, like Korean Marine. You know, like he was an actual staff sergeant. Like he was such a toxic, bullish, violent, mean
Hmm.
dude, uh, but also like has like loving qualities as well, which makes it hard for somebody like me. I'm always conflicted, right? And because like those are the qualities I was raised on, like to me those are just in me. It's like embedded in me. So I have like a toxic
Hmm.
daddy in me all the time,
Okay.
and it comes out, and then I think gay men sense it, and there's an attraction there.
Hmm.
And I think that's what it is for
Okay.
me on a personal level.
And
What do you
they want your
think?
staff sergeant staff.
They want they want the daddy to come out and blow their whistle and scream at them
Yeah.
and tell them they're fucking up.
Yeah.
It's a sadomasochistic thing, I think.
Probably.
We get along. We like it. Okay. All right, next question. So, let's say you're the same demon boy,
Mm-hmm.
okay? You also happen to be a huge cake connoisseur. Like you love a good piece of cake. Like this cake could be $1,000 made by the best, like, pastry chef in the world, and you will go to these places and you will eat there specifically because you love cake so much. So you made a reservation at this one restaurant. It's like a very like, special expensive restaurant, and they're specializing in cakes. You order a whole entire 3-tier cake. No, it's a 2-tier cake. It's a 2-tier cake just for you, and you've been waiting 3 months to eat this cake, and you're there and you're about to eat it, all right? Now, a bunch of gangsters and thugs show up at the restaurant and stand at your table, and you're about to take your first bite, and he smacks that cake off your, like, just off your hand, and then he punches and smashes the cake, this beautiful cake, with his fist. So shocked. I'm coughing. What do you what do you do?
Murder, obviously. Like, excuse me? That's no way to treat a cake or me. Like, your life is gonna end. I love cake, so I feel hot demon boy. I feel him. And there's no way out of this for the gangster gang.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Okay.
terrible.
Hellfire.
Hellfire. Yeah, I'm gonna use my demon
Mm.
powers to. I don't know
Mhm.
if he can do that, but just no, he can't. He can't. He
Yeah.
doesn't have like.
He has powers.
Okay, yeah, yeah. Kill him.
He has
Dead.
powers. Yeah.
Goodbye. Gonna send. He's gonna go
Yeah,
to
you kill.
hell in a hell where there's no cake because it's too hot and it will melt the buttercream, and that's what he deserves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like you kill my cake, I kill
Yeah.
you. I end your life. Okay, okay.
Yeah.
Beautiful. All right. All right. So you're the same demon dude, okay? Let's say you were out for a walk. You're out for a walk in this dusky, smoky night, being all romantic and shit by
Mm-hmm.
yourself, okay? It's dusky, you have this long coat, your hair looks amazing, you're tall and beautiful and sexy, you're just walking, all right? And then you see that girl, the chick that didn't take you very seriously when you were out on this little chat, and she's in distress, like she's running away from somebody who's trying to murder her.
Mm-hmm.
And she asks for your help. So you help her. But while you are helping her, something weird happens. You fall into like a lake or something and you start drowning. And then so she grabs your wrist and rescues you. But during that transition, like that rescue, your gay ass tattoo on your
Hmm.
wrist transfers onto her
Yeah.
wrist. Now she has your tattoo, and therefore now she has your powers. Your powers are gone.
Yeah.
What do you do?
First of all, thank her for taking that ugly ass tattoo off my body and sacrificing herself. It sounds horrible. Everybody like that tattoo. Everybody, you're a demon and you're getting a like a crucifix tattoo. Everyone thinks you're a hardcore Christian or something, but you are actually are a demon. So yeah, good riddance. Be
Yeah.
gone, tattoo. Enjoy
Uh-huh.
enjoy your Christian hardcore Christian life, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
So that's it then.
she
All
can
right.
yeah, she
Mm.
can have if the getting rid of the tattoo costs me my powers, I think that's worth it.
Mm. Very easy. You're very easy as this demon
Yeah.
boy. You just go with the flow of life. The only time you show resistance and rage is when somebody kills your cake. That's a
Yeah.
big no-no.
Yeah.
Mm.
And if I mean I'm 200 years old, I'm probably
Yeah.
fucking sick of living, even though I'm hot and young and sinewy, I think is the
Yes.
word used, which
Yeah.
I've never heard
Sinewy.
be
Yes.
used for to describe a person's physical appearance. I thought it was only used to describe a
Sinewy.
piece of meat that's tough, but I guess you can also have a sinewy face.
Sinewy body. He's keeping it tight.
Okay. Yeah, I'm done with it. I'm sick of it. You can have it. The powers.
Oh yeah. I like this old lady like who's had it kind of routine. Like, have you noticed that like every single okay, this is turning into a bit. Maybe I'm just trying out a bit with you right now. But like, have you noticed that every single like office has an administrator who has been there and it's a woman. She's pear-shaped and she's a woman and she's been there for like
Mm,
49 years and she knows everything. Like she knows everything. She knows everybody. She knows everything
mm.
and she's like the one. She's not the CEO.
No.
God damn it. No, she's the administrator. She's an assistant and yet she like without her that place would
Yeah.
collapse.
Yeah.
Is this true for
Yeah.
you too in your
And she
experience?
also assumes everybody else knows everything. And if you don't know everything, she's gonna let you know that you're a piece of shit. Like you could show up there on your first
Yeah.
day, and if you don't know what a copy machine is, she will read you to filth. But maybe that's a very that's a very German thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the case
Oh god.
everywhere.
That's amazing. I love it. I like it. I guess I'm used to it. But yeah, she's a badass. To all the administrative workers out there who are in their fucking 80s and still working, um, I love you, bitches. You women rule the world and run the world. Okay, well, Tobias, before we wrap up, let me ask you, like, what are some of the 2024 goals that you have for yourself? If not goals, wishes, dreams, possibilities that you would like to intend for your upcoming year for yourself.
Um, I wanna perform my songs or some of them at like a singer-songwriter open mic. That is one
Yes.
goal. I wanna start hosting a variety show. I wanna like produce and host a variety show, like a monthly thing.
Yes. Oh,
I need to find a venue for it that's up to my standards. I'm not You've been in most Berlin comedy clubs and you know how disgusting they
yeah.
are, and
Yeah.
I don't want that.
Yeah.
I want it to be a
Yeah.
classy joint.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's my second goal. And my third goal is just to redo my living room. That's very simple. I think that's doable.
I
It's the
love it.
most
I love
doable one
these
of the
goals.
three.
They all sound feasible. They all sound like they would be uplifting for you, good for you, and I'm excited to see them unfold
Yeah.
in the upcoming year.
What about you? Or
Um,
have you already talked about them on this podcast?
I don't think so. Well, I think for 2024, I want to take more risks in
Hmm.
relationships. And by risks, I simply mean be more loving and open. That's all I mean. Like be more present, loving and open in relationships, no matter what they are, like whether it's with friends or partners or colleagues, like everybody. I'd like to be more of that. Um I want to get my novel out, so I want to like pitch it to my agent and see if she can do something with it. I want to start pitching the screenplay I'm working on, whether it becomes a pilot or an actual feature film. Either way, I want that done and I want to start circulating it next year, or at the very least, have people read it and give me
Yeah.
notes. Um, I think
That's
that's it. I
exciting.
think those are plenty. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's plenty.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, my book is gonna drop in April, so that'll keep me super
Hmm.
busy. And with that, I just want yeah, I just want people to like read it and feel good about themselves, like better about themselves after having read it.
Okay.
That's my goal and intention. So,
Nice.
yeah, think,
That's good.
thanks. I think they're simple but big.
Yeah.
Oh, and also visit Berlin. I'd love to
Yeah.
do that. Like, fuck,
You
yeah,
can
of
see my
course.
my redone living room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just gonna paint it a different color, or you're just gonna restyle
No,
the
I
whole thing,
want
new
like a
furniture, all of that.
green. I want a green wall. Uh,
Oh,
yeah, and a green rug, and just make it feel like
oh,
you're in the woods, into the
yes,
woods, like Stephen
yes,
Sondheim. Yeah,
yeah. More fairy tale vibes.
yeah,
Why do you think green? You just like the color?
yeah. I think so. And I want it to look like leaves and trees, and yeah. And I can't see any other
Ah,
color working in in that room. Yeah.
so peaceful colors,
Yes.
serene colors.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, you know what's interesting is you're talking about like being more, vulnerable with your songwriting and your art, and the color green is associated with the heart chakra,
Okay.
which is all about openness, tenderness, vulnerability, and
Hmm.
love. So I think this would be really, really very much in line with where you're headed.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. Cool.
Well, Tobias, I'm so happy you returned as a guest. You're always a superb guest. You were like one of my earliest
Hmm.
guests, and like even the book that's coming out this year. Look at you stretching. I'm like trying to have a moment, and you're stretching. I'm
I've been
coughing.
sitting
We're
on
clearly.
a
Oh,
chair without a backrest for an hour, and I'm old.
oh,
Yeah.
okay, yeah. We gotta do yoga. All right, we're almost done. Um, No, I mean the book that's coming out, it's very much built on like conversations that I've had with all of my guests. That includes you. And it's very much built out of this podcast,
Hmm.
which, you and Julieta especially, like I would always have you guys back as guests. And I think I had you and Julieta as my most frequent guests because I
Oh.
feel the most comfortable and at home with you two.
Oh, that makes me
Yeah,
feel
and
nice.
I think I think that loving support really helped me a lot. So it's not just this podcast, but it's
Hmm.
also the book that's coming out. So I just want to acknowledge that and say thank you and say how much I appreciate you and all my friends in Berlin.
Thank you. I'm
So
excited to
thank
read
you.
it.